Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather on this St. Patrick's Day. It was cold. Finally turned to some decent sunshine a little bit later in the day, but man, our high temperatures forecasted was just busted today. We barely made it to 40 today, and I was forecasting 44 with skies to clear out a whole lot faster than expected. Stubborn, pesky clouds just stayed around for a while. But the good news is, now that that is out of the picture, we do have a little bit of a warming trend coming up for the week. The bad news is, I've got another major roller coaster ride to talk to you guys about tonight. Unfortunately, it does not look like winter is over with its tight death grip that it's got on us, and we'll talk about that more in here in just a second. Today's video update is being sponsored by High Voltage Mobile DJ Service. You can give Nathan a call at 630-9465, or make sure you go visit their website at djhighvoltage.com. While you're there at their website, you can check out lots of great things on here. You can check out the services they provide. You can look at the pricing. Under the mobile stage, you can see some great pictures of the mobile stage that they do and the services that they can offer you. You can also look on the pictures page and you can get an idea of what he can do for your next wedding or prom or all kinds of other events. Folks, they have a lot of great stuff that they can provide. And Nathan is the only DJ in the area that is certified by the American Disc Jockey Association. Folks, he knows his stuff. So make sure you give him a call for your next DJ needs. All right. We're also sponsored tonight by Metal Magic in Washington, across from the Radio Shack. Folks, severe weather season is going to come upon us pretty quickly. It doesn't feel like it right now, but eventually, I promise you, spring will come. The sun will eventually come up enough that below normal temperatures will go away. It's going to happen, I promise you. It may not seem that way right now. As I said, it seems like winter has a death grip on us, but folks, it's going to happen eventually, and once it does and severe weather season gets rolling again, you may need Metal Magic services with their traveling hail team, with their paintless dent repair from the hail that could potentially come down. So keep them in mind. Again, located across from the Radio Shack there in Washington. You can contact Chad at 698-8555. And make sure you tell both Chad and Nathan that Southern Indiana weather sent you. All right, here's the current setup. Not bad out there right now. We finally got a little bit of sunshine out there. The system that moved in yesterday is now well off to our south. Got some severe weather going on to the south in Florida. That's where pretty much all the action is today. Surprise, surprise, more snow for the north over the Great Lakes, but around here pretty much nothing going on. You can see this little system starting to spin up just a few things around here. In this area. That's going to move our way, and that will be our next system that moves its way over the next few days. We'll talk about that. Just to go to the GFS model here and look at the surface map, and you can see a very strong low pressure. Notice how tight the wind fields are. This moves in, and here we are by Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, and you can see those very strong northwest winds coming down our way. Eventually they'll turn more toward the southwest, I should say. They'll initially start off the southwest. As the low passes by, they'll turn out of more of the northwesterly. But remember, whenever those isobar lines are close together, that's going to be very windy. A few showers with this. I don't necessarily think thunderstorms are the issue, particularly to deal with on Wednesday. Probably more of just a shower thing. We can take a look at future radar here from the high-resolution NAM. It does see this event. You can see we stay pretty well dry tonight and tomorrow as well. You got to come into tomorrow evening, Wednesday night, into the overnight hours before you start to see anything pop up. And really, as you can see, it's not overly impressive, and it's out of here pretty quick. It's not as if it's a gully washer or anything like that. Just a few showers to deal with. Not a very big system, and pretty fast hitting overall. Now, behind that, high pressure takes over here to the south. We kind of return to that south flow. And it looks like we got some really nice temperatures warming up for the rest of the week. Unfortunately, though, by the time we hit the weekend, that's when we're going to be talking about the potential for the deep freeze again, all right? Let me take you over to here and just talk to you about temperature anomalies starting next week. It looks like we're going to experience later in this week some pretty nice temperatures. And actually, by the time you hit into Wednesday and potentially into Friday, we've got even a little bit above normal temperatures possibly being predicted here. That would be certainly nice. Here we come for Friday during the afternoon hours, and you can see we might be even 5 to 10 degrees above normal potentially. Upper 60s certainly possible with that. That would be absolutely beautiful, but watch what happens behind that, and watch again. you've got these very cold temperatures. What you're looking at here is temperature anomalies over the next week, and what this is saying is potentially by Monday night into Tuesday morning, you could end up being at least 10, maybe even 15 degrees below normal for that time of night. So bear in mind about 35 or so is our normal low. So this could be teens, maybe even as low as 20 degrees potentially off of this model. This is ridiculously cold weather. And then as far as high temperatures go, when we rebound later in the week, you notice that we continue to stay in just some very cold weather. So says the Euro model. Let's see what the GFS says, and what I want you to show you as we get the very same picture. Here we have some above normal temperatures potentially by Friday, which will be great. But then as the cold front moves through on Saturday, the temperatures just crash behind it. And there again, you get this idea behind it that we stay in a below normal pattern. In fact, if we just take a look at the Climate Prediction Center's temperature outlooks for the next 6 to 10 days, 80% chance of being well below normal in that 6 to 10 day period. So we go above normal really for only a couple of days this week, maybe. Really, close to 60 degrees is where we should be, and we're going to be in the 50s much of the week. Looks like we do go above normal a day or two this week, and that'll be a nice taste. You remember whenever I talked about how some of these days make us irrational, thinking that spring is near, only to have our hopes dashed by colder weather. And that's exactly what we're going to see. And this goes out to March 27th, and you see no end in sight. Much above normal weather out to our west, much below normal weather temperature-wise here in the eastern half of the country. And that's what we've been seeing all winter season. How far beyond that? The Climate Prediction Center also goes out to March 31st in their 8 to 14 day outlook. By the end of the month, again, not much change. We're still in the 60% probability of being below normal to end out this. So unfortunately, no, it doesn't look like we're going to have an early spring. I still don't see any signs of it. What I can show you signs I've seen if we go back to the GFS, and I hate to even mention this, okay, here we got that cold front that moves through on Friday night, and then into Saturday morning. Not a very aggressive type of thing. It'll be pretty warm on Friday, into the mid-60s, I believe, is certainly possible. So we may have a few thunderstorms potentially Friday night with that. We're not looking at severe weather with this. This would just be some rumbles of thunder potentially. Beyond that, though, here, look what starts to come in. Notice how the blue lines start to go down below us again. You really hate to see those, because that you know when the colder weather is filling in back there. And what you really hate to see is this next little system, an Alberta Clipper dive down here. And yes, you guessed it. Watch this. Here we are on March 25th at about 2 in the morning, and you start to see light snow overspread the area. And you know, unfortunately, it just does not look like winter will again let its death grip on us, so to speak. I know this is not exactly what I'm wishing for that day. You know, March 25th is actually my birthday. I don't really want snow on my birthday, but you know, that's just one of those things that we're going to have to deal with. Unfortunately, the GFS is saying that we do have the potential for some light snow, so we'll see how that goes. Again, this is still a little over a week away, basically. Well, yeah, Monday night is in the 7-day now that it's here. Here we are on Monday night's in the 7-day finally. So we're a little over a week away potentially with this system. Lots could change. This could completely fizzle out. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope it fizzles out. But unfortunately, it looks like we could be dealing with a little bit of snow again. Now, bear in mind we are in March, so with warm temperatures prior to these few days, road temperature should be pretty good. It may be a situation similar to what we saw yesterday, where we have some light sleet and some snow flurries fall down. Some of us get maybe up to an inch of accumulation, and you don't get much more out of this. The system does not look aggressive to me at all. I wouldn't be surprised to see absolutely no accumulation out of this. But it's the idea that it could be cold with snow showers, and you know, it's the end of March. So unfortunately, this is just one of those winters where everything continues to just hang on. I know farmers would love to see some warm temperatures so the soils can start to dry out, and maybe we could actually plant some crops normally in April. And unfortunately, I just don't see that warming trend coming up. I wish I did. I just don't. Going beyond that just a little bit, that's about all we have here in this model. And you see, notice the flow on this. we're going to continue to be in a cool period through the rest of the month, the way it looks from this, outside of a few days. So basically the story that I think you can take away from this is up, down, sort of like a roller coaster. All right, let's go to southernindianaweather.com. You can click on 7-day forecast, and you can get your 7-day forecast, sponsored by Ubelor & Sons. Brand new update. I just updated this a few minutes ago before I started recording this video. Going down to around 32 tonight, so certainly not as cold as last night. Up to 59 for a high tomorrow. So it's actually a pretty seasonable day. 60-ish is pretty normal for this time of the year. So it'll be nice to see a fairly normal day. Now, a few showers are possible on Tuesday night, really into Wednesday, but not a whole lot to worry about. We're certainly, again, not talking about a major rain event here, just a few showers. The big story on Wednesday will be the winds whipping 15 to 20 miles an hour out of the southwest, and then changing over into the northwest by a little bit later on in the day as that low has moved through. But still in the 50s. All right, up to the 50s and even up to 66 by Friday, partly cloudy and very pleasant, I should say. Showers and thunderstorms are likely on Friday night. A few thunderstorms. That's questionable, but certainly some rain likely on Friday night after midnight. A high of 66, a low of 45. Again, Saturday looks pretty good too. Partly cloudy with those showers early, but they'll move out of here pretty quickly. So Saturday looks like a pretty good day with temperatures in the mid-50s. Sunday, boom, after that cold front has moved through and you got those northwest winds, you got that sharp cool down again. And then by Monday, you're continuing in that sharp cool down. High of 47, dropping down to 28 that night with the chance of light snow showers. Again, accumulation would be very questionable at this point, but always there is that chance there. Now, the last thing I'll end with is I know some people have said, you know, the Farmer's Almanac has been predicting the potential of a major blizzard somewhere in the East Coast by the end of March. Right now, I'm not seeing that in the models, okay? So I want to dispel any fears there. I know there are some people who rely on the Farmer's Almanac. That's really not the greatest place to get your weather from. Their methods aren't exactly the most scientific in the world, let's just put it that way. But, you know, everybody has a good year. They've been pretty accurate this year because they said the winter would be biting cold and snowy. It has been, but they've said that in past winters too, and it wasn't. So, you know, it's kind of a hit and miss thing. Regardless whether they say there's a blizzard or not, I'm not seeing it in the models yet. I just took you through the models. I see the potential of maybe a little bit of snow next week, but it's not overly impressive at this point. Hopefully it'll go away. If we see anything, we'll keep you updated, folks, but there's nothing to panic out about at this point. For right now, the big temperature is just going, the big story is going to be the temperatures. Up, down, up, down. I know March is a transition month, but we have certainly got the temperature swings this month, and it looks like it's going to continue to stay that way. I didn't show you a lot of things that I could show you in April, but let me just end and say this. I don't see this pattern breaking for a while. In fact, I see this lasting at least into the first part of April from the way some of the models are showing us into the long range. So, unfortunately, the bearer of bad news, I know, but the glass is always half full. Can we think of something nice about this? Again, I've said it before, I'll say it now. I'm not really a big fan of lawn mowing, so maybe I won't have to mow my lawn as early this year. Hey, there's always a positive side to this. All right, keep it right here, folks, to southernindianaweather.com. We'll update you with the latest. This will probably be the last video I have for a couple of days. I've got a meeting to go to tomorrow evening, a very important meeting at my other job. And so I probably won't be able to do a video until really late, so we'll just plan another one of these on Wednesday, especially with the weather being so pleasant. All right, take care, and we will see you then. For Southern Indiana Weather, I'm Meteorologist Michael Wilhite.